What's up, YouTube? We're back here on Blitz Games playing some more Pixelborn. I have another deck for you. This one again took second place at a tournament. This tournament wasn't as big, but still important nonetheless. This deck is a Supreme Aggro deck, and what's neat about it is that it is quite the budget deck compared to most of the decks that you see nowadays. Most decks are $200, $300, $400, $500, sometimes even $600. This one comes in at a meager $72.42 currently, according to TCG Player. So we have, it is purple and yellow, 4 copies of everything in the deck other than this bottom row, but we have Befuddle, Chernobog's Followers, Lilo, Maleficent, Pascal, Jiminy Cricket, LeFou, Piglet, Pinocchio, Pua, Wendy Darling, Baloo, then 2 friends on the other side, 3 bosses on a roll, 3 Sorcerer Spellbooks, and 4 Merlin the Goat. So obviously the idea of this deck is to just get out as much as you possibly can, quest with it as quickly as you can, and then maybe protect in the end game with either Baloo or get some final lore to try to get up to 20 with something like Bosses on a Roll, Sorcerer Spellbook, or Merlin the Goat. So if you enjoy the content, as usual, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you have any questions, please throw them down in the comments below. I'd be happy to talk with you. Now let's get into some games. As you can see, I have way too many decks open. I need to get rid of some of these. So let's see our first matchup going into the day. We're going to roll against green and steel. And we're going second. Now these type of aggro decks, obviously, in general, all decks seem to do better going first, but especially for these. Now let's go ahead. We don't particularly need Sorcerer Spellbook or friends on the other side right now, so we'll get rid of those. But we'll keep everything else. Maleficent is a nice turn 1 play. What helps us out most with a deck like this is when they don't play something turn 1 or turn 2, maybe have a little bit of a slow start. So let's see how these guys do. Do they have a turn 1 play? No, they don't. That does help us out. We can get rid of one of these Befuddles. Go ahead and get Maleficent out. Now for turn 2, we do have a couple options. If they do play something for the cost of 2, we can potentially Befuddle it. That way our Maleficent is safe. Or we can just go ahead and play out another character and then wait until turn 3 to quest with everything on board. That way it's protected by Baloo. But we'll see what our opponent does here. We're going to ink Captain Hook. Play out Robin Hood. That is quite the card against this deck, so definitely going to want to bounce that one. Get rid of one of these Jiminy Crickets. We will go ahead and Befuddle that back to their hand. Wish we had a 1-drop to play, but that's alright. Quest with Maleficent. We'll see if they replay it, or if they go with something of a turn 3 drop. Alright, they are playing the Prince. So that means we can go ahead and we can counter. We can either play Baloo here or something that quests for 2. We will go ahead and play Baloo to protect against the Prince. The next turn we can get out 2 of these. Nice thing about Baloo here is when he's banished, he does get us 2 extra lore. They're able to do 2 damage to our Maleficent. That takes it out. We'll see if they want to do 1 damage to Baloo or just quest for 2 with the Prince. They're just going to take the questing route. And Inca Hans. They are an aggro type deck as well. We did get another Befuddle. I will hold on to it just in case they replay that Robin Hood. Go ahead and quest with our Baloo. And we can play Wendy, as well as Pua. As my cat tries to take down the entire house. There's that Robin Hood, so we are able to... Oh, there's 2 of them. Fortunately, we can't bounce 2 back to their hand. Strength of a Raising Fire. Alright, we can dump our entire hand right now, so let's go ahead and quest with both of those. Get out Jiminy Cricket. Get out Lilo. Befuddle one of those Robin Hoods. That way they're not able to take out Pua. We are in some trouble here. We're not able to quest for a ton. They're able to take out Lilo. And they can take out Baloo. Jiminy is evasive, which is nice. So that brings us up to 10 from Baloo. We can go up to 13 with these guys, but we unfortunately are in top deck mode. Even though Jiminy is evasive, these Robin Hoods are still going to be a big problem. As is that. We can go ahead and shuffle Pua back into our own deck. Second Robin Hood. Both those Robin Hoods will be able to take out our Jiminy. So we are in some big trouble here. Able to do 1 to Lilo. You can also do 1 to Jiminy. Press for 2 with their Prince. Got our Piglet. We're slowly questing, but at this point, I doubt it's going to be enough with 2 Robin Hoods out there. 2/8 Beast. The ultimate bodyguard. There's Maleficent. Fortunately, these questing for 1 turns is not going to be enough. This beast is able to quest for 1. So they can quest for 5 this turn. You can always check it there. And our board is wiped. With that Maleficent, we'll just take our leave. Concede. Curious if there was a rematch of us going first, if it would have been any different there. We'll go ahead and run another round. Looks like we're playing the same deck, and we're going first. Look at that. See if we can change our luck. Alright, we need to roll, re-roll most of this hand. We need some smaller stuff. Alright, at least we got some 1-drops. So we can go ahead and we'll get rid of Jiminy. I don't see any Pinocchios in our hand. Get out Chernobog's followers. Ink that beast. Kill our Chernobog's followers. Alright, we'll ink a Befuddle. Get out Wendy. Turn 3, depending on what they play, we can either go with Blue as bodyguard, or we can go potentially LeFou and Lilo. Might see that Robin Hood again. So that's a big problem for our deck. Okay, Flynn Rider. That's fine with me. We can go ahead. Tough choice. I think I'll keep the Chernobog's followers. That way we can potentially draw a card after. The tough thing about this matchup for us is that they do have some things to do damage to our characters, where we do not have anything to do damage to their characters. So we're both aggro decks. Their deck is a little bit slower, but has a little bit more control type stuff like that. Wishing I kept that Befuddle now. Alright, we did get friends on the other side. So let's go ahead and play out Baloo this turn. That way he can sing that next turn. As again, my cat tries to break the house. Alright, so we are off to an 8-0 lead. But this Robin Hood is going to be a big problem. Again, they're damage dealers. Big problem for us. We're finally on the board with Flynn. On to our turn, so let's go ahead and sing that with Baloo. Go ahead and quest with LeFou. And then get out Pua. And we'll get out Chernobog's followers. Ink Pascal, that way we could potentially get out the goat next turn. The only thing they can kill with Robin Hood right now is Chernobog's followers. We'll see if they have any more burn in their hand. Something like a swords would be basically lethal. That would be game over for us. But since they did that damage, I'm assuming they don't have it. Or just aren't running swords. We do have another Strength of the Raging Fire. That's tough for us. They get rid of Pua. Shuffle it back into our deck. Get Pascal. Let's go ahead and get our Merlin the Goat out there. Go up to 11. And then 14 with those guys. Starting to put some of the pressure on them. This time Robin Hood can't kill anything. Really nothing they have out can do much damage. They would have to use all 3 to take out Baloo. Unless again they have more burn in their hand. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? Alright, them killing the goat does bring us to 15. Fire the cannons. They are not making this easy on us. We'll take out Baloo, which does bring us up to 17. Play out Wendy and Pascal. Their hand's empty. Our hand's empty. They have to take care of Pascal. That would have been lethal. We can top draw a goat or a spellbook. There it is. There were a lot of options that could get us that, and that's game. So we won the rematch. Let's go ahead and play another game and hope to play another deck. We are playing green and purple this time. We are going first. Don't need these spellbooks right now. We'll also throw back the goat. Everything else we can keep. Because we're going first, let's try to get that Lilo or Maleficent first. They're the same card essentially, so it doesn't matter which one. We'll save Chernobog's followers for after. Now usually green and purple, so they're probably running both Ursulas, some bounce, a lot of draw card abilities. Sometimes a green-purple deck, the typical one, can take some time to get going. At least in terms of anything damage dealing. Excuse me. Alright, so let's go ahead. Get out our Piglet. Jeez. Alright, so turn 3. I'd love to be able to get out Baloo to sing friends on the other side, but we also want to get out a third character, because Piglet says while you have 2 or more characters in play, other characters in play, this character gets +2 lore. We're going to want to get at least one more out there, which could be Baloo, but these two could quest for 4 the following turn, depending on what they do. As I said at the beginning, going first with a deck like this is pretty powerful. Just that one extra turn can allow some pretty potent things to get on the board. Are they giving up already? It appears that way. We'll just have to try to go ahead and win this as quickly as possible. And quest for 9 next turn. Looks like I'll have to cut this out of the video. Or maybe not. Alright, that I feel like that doesn't count. Shows you how well the deck can do quickly. But let's go ahead and get one more in. Hopefully a proper game. And we are going first. We did get the Pinocchio and Jiminy combo, but we did not get anything that we could play turn 1. So let's go ahead and throw back these 5 in hopes of some 1 plays. So we did get a Maleficent and a Chernobog's follower. That's perfect. We got a second Jiminy. What's nice about those is they're able to draw cards if we have Pinocchio in play. We will ink Chernobog's followers, get out Maleficent. Now they're likely either playing Steel Song, which is probably the more likely option, or some sort of aggro. Steel Song, if it gets going, definitely will be a big problem for us. We're going to have to just get this done as quickly as possible. Not that that really changes much, but even more so here. They don't have a turn 1 play. So we can go ahead. Let's get rid of one of these Jiminy's. Get out Pinocchio. Are going to Bare Necessities, which will get rid of our bosses on a roll. That means we can safely quest for 5 on our next turn. We can ink the Befuddle to get out Wendy. If they're not able to do something soon, we're going to have quite a bit of lore in our bank there. They did get a Strength of the Raising Fire, which can kill something. Now, the most dangerous thing for us right now is Ariel is Singer 5, and if they have swords in their hand, that's going to make things pretty difficult. Let's get out this Jiminy, that way we can draw an extra card while we have the Pinocchio. And we can go ahead and ink Hua. We will go ahead and play Lilo out. We'll go up to 14. If they do have a swords, it's going to take out most of what we have out. That is swords. It's really unfortunate for us. On top of it, they're going to Strength of Raising Fire, so Wendy's gone 2. We can go ahead and get out Goat, go up to 15. Now the interesting thing is that these decks usually, or pretty much always, have a whole new world. So they might be hesitant to play that just because they don't want to give us a whole new hand. As you can listen to my cat in the litter box. So pleasant. Get out Pascal and Baloo. Add another Grab Your Swords. Can they also take out Baloo? If they take him out now, we'll only go to 18. If they can't, we can quest with them once, go to 19. Doesn't look like they can. We just need one lore from something. They are going to play a whole new world. I guess they're looking for something to counter. Unfortunately for them, that gave us another Baloo. Likely will be the game. do need to take this out. Or they could just wait and let it quest one at a time. Alright, there you go. That puts us at 19. We can go ahead and get rid of one of those. Play out our Baloo. In addition with Wendy Darling. Now I'm not sure how they can get out of this, but if they can, I would be pretty impressed. That's the game. So as usual, if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed my cat wreaking havoc, please like and subscribe the video to my channel, and we'll see you again next time.